is John Fetterwoman.
Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Populist Missourian, your favorite right-wing populist from Missouri. Welcome back to my channel. And I just noticed today that we are now less than 50 days away from the general elections. And I felt it was only proper that since we're coming so close to the elections that I should do another Senate election prediction. But sometime this week I'll probably end up doing a governor's prediction for 2022 as well. But yeah, so the midterms are fast approaching, and there's going to be a lot of predictions out there. I'm going to have a very detailed sort of projection map sort of thing in October. I'm going to post it to my channel and, of course, to my Twitter. But before we get into today's video, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, tap the notification bell, and of course, go follow my Twitter account in the description below. Without further ado, let's get straight into today's prediction. So I'm just going to go west to east, starting off with the state of Washington. Same thing as last time. I do think it's going to be probably within 10. Who knows? Washington could be a lot closer of a race than some people think. But for now, I do see Murray pulling it off by like probably 9 or 10 points, something like that. Nevada, same thing as last time. Laxalt's going to win by like 2-3 points. The Democratic Party in Nevada, like I said last time, is imploding in on itself, destroying itself, and I believe they are going to lose most, if not all, statewide races this November. So Nevada is in Republican hands, and even some Democrats will tell you that Nevada could be a lost cause, but you know, for Democrats, but we'll see. Arizona, same thing as last time. Masters is winning by like a point or two. The new Trafalgar poll came out yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday, and it had the gap significantly reduced between Kelly and Masters. And Kelly has killed his political career in Arizona. He campaigned as a moderate in 2020. He didn't govern as the same moderate that he campaigned as, and I think that is also going to hurt him in the state of Arizona. And Masters has pivoted away from some of his primary language and is now going into the general election with a bit of a different tone than he had in the primaries, but he's still a pretty good candidate nonetheless, and I think he will win by like a point or two. Colorado, Bennett's going to win by like 5 or 6 points. Odia is just not a good candidate. He's running to the left of Bennett. He's clearly trying to grift to win a Senate seat, but I don't think it's going to work, and I think Bennett's probably still going to win by like 5 or 6 points, maybe more. I mean, Bennett always has been kind of an underrunner, and his races have always been kind of close despite him being a popular incumbent in the state. I do think he will hold on to that seat by around 5 or 6 points, like I said. Going on to Illinois, just to get that out of the way. Illinois, I think, is going to be probably between 10 and 12 points for Duckworth. I don't think it's going to be very competitive at all. I think the Democrats are going to hold on to that relatively easy. We move on to the state of Wisconsin now. Ron Johnson's winning by a likely margin. I'm going to go ahead and say that. That's very bold of me to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say that. Mandela Barnes is a literal black nationalist in a 95% white state. It's not going to flip. It's not even going to be close. Johnson's going to pull off like 10 points. Ohio, Vance is going to win by 10 points. Tim Ryan is not a good candidate. He's whining right now about J.D. Vance not watching the game. I think it's a football game. But that's not going to matter because Tim Ryan's going to lose by 10 points. Tim Ryan's he's a better candidate than some people would have been, but he's not going to win. Rubio is probably going to win by 12 to 14 points, just barely under safe. By the way, my safe margins are 15 or more. That's the only reason why Rubio only wins by a likely margin instead of a safe. North Carolina, same thing. Ted Budd's probably going to carry like 6 or 7 points, something like that. I do believe Ted Budd is probably going to win by 6 or 7 points, something like that. The state of Georgia, I think Herschel Walker is going to pull it off by a point or two, or maybe even 3. Look, Walker's a better candidate than some people say. I mean, yeah, sure, he has gaffes, but Walker is probably the most likely Republican to oust a Democrat out of any of these people here, besides maybe Laxalt. But still, he's not a bad candidate per se. He does have some gaffes, but I mean, come on, look at Warnock. He's acting like he's in California when he's literally in Georgia. You know, he's not campaigning. He's not governing nor campaigning for that matter on what Georgians actually want. Because you have to remember, Georgia is still a fairly conservative state, and Warnock is acting like it's more of a neoliberal state. So we'll see what goes on with that. Pennsylvania. You can tell by the intro to this video that this is going to be mostly about Pennsylvania that we're talking about here, because the Pennsylvania Senate race is getting ugly, and it's getting ugly fast. Fetterman refuses to debate Oz before any point before October, which we all know why that is, because I believe early voting begins in Pennsylvania soon, if it hasn't begun already. And Fetterman wants all of that early vote to go in his favor before he goes to debate Oz, because by the time he agrees to debate Oz, it's going to be too late, and you know there's not going to be enough election day vote out there for Oz to make up that kind of a margin. That's why Fetterman's doing this. It's pretty obvious. Because he knows he's screwed in this state if he can't get it to work in his favor that way. But the Pennsylvania Senate race is a very interesting race, to say the least. I think I have a pretty unpopular opinion about the Pennsylvania Senate race. Fetterman's gonna lose. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Fetterman is going to lose by around 1.5 points. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I mean, you can't campaign on New Jersey and crudités and complaining about your auditory processing and just running a terrible campaign. And as you can see by the intro to this video, he referred to himself as literally John Fetterwoman, which is probably the cringiest campaign I've ever seen. Probably the cringiest campaign move, rather, that I've ever seen. And we all know what happened last time a Democrat decided to have a cringy campaign in Pennsylvania. And I'm, of course, talking about Hillary Clinton. And then lastly, the state of New Hampshire. So as we all know, General Donald Bolduc won the primary for the Republican Party in the state of New Hampshire. He is not the best state for New Hampshire. He's not the best fit for New Hampshire, rather. Definitely not. He has a bit of an iffy opinion on Ukraine. He's a general and in the military, and New Hampshire is a fairly anti-war state. Actually, it's a very anti-war state, and we'll see how it plays out for General Bolduc. I mean, General Bolduc's already doing the same sort of general election pivot that Masters is doing in Arizona and other people are doing across other states, like Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania, and other candidates across America. And so the New Hampshire Senate race is also very interesting. With the economy being the way it is, and I believe there is a hidden Republican vote out there that a lot of people don't see, a lot of people don't talk about, and that polls don't catch. And again, with the polls, ignore the polls, okay? Ignore the polls. They are gonna be wrong. 2022, I believe, is actually going to be the biggest polling miss in American history, probably since 1948. But I don't think that even a major polling miss is going to be enough to save Bolduc. Sorry about that. I don't think even a major polling miss is going to be enough to save Bolduc. I think he's still going to lose, probably by a tilt margin. He could also win by a tilt margin. If I were to use a toss-up system, then New Hampshire would indeed be a pure toss-up. But if I had to say which way, I would probably say Hassan wins by a tilt margin right now. I mean, that could change by November, and I believe it will change in Bolduc's favor by November. But as of now, Hassan wins by half a point or so. So that is basically my updated prediction. Not much changed between this one and last, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this shed a little light on the situation. Ignore the polls. The generic ballot is stupid. The polls are stupid. Everything. This is what I believe the election is going to be. Is this what the election would be if it was held today? Probably not. But this is what I believe the election will probably be by November. And remember, this is not my final prediction. We still have a month and a half to go before the elections, and there are going to be more predictions. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, if you are new, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like on this video, hit the little bell, and of course, again, go follow my Twitter account in the description below. Godspeed to all of you.